If you've enjoyed my content and would like to see more of it, I'd appreciate it if you could hit that like button and subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much for being here, and I hope you continue to enjoy my videos. The world holds many secrets. They're buried under sand, hidden in deep jungles, and locked beneath miles of ice. But you know, some secrets are submerged in water so ancient it remembers the dawn of humanity. Lake Baikal in Siberia is one such place. It's a vast frozen sea, a crack in the Earth's crust filled with the purest, coldest water on the planet. For centuries, its depths have guarded mysteries that honestly defy our understanding of history. We look at our past and see a simple, linear story. But what if that story is wrong? What if there are chapters we have not yet found, written by hands we cannot imagine? The evidence suggests we know far less than we believe. Imagine just for a moment a place of profound silence, a world painted in shades of white and blue. This is Lake Baikal in winter. The surface freezes into a thick shield of ice, so clear you can see the darkness swimming 60 feet below. It's a landscape of stark, brutal beauty, but beneath this serene facade, something waits. Something was placed there long ago, with purpose and precision. It is a shape that should not exist in nature, a mark of intelligence in a place man was never meant to reach. It challenges everything we think we know about our own past, about the capabilities of our ancestors, and about the very timeline of civilization itself. This story is not one of fantasy. It's a story of discovery, of evidence that stares back at us from the abyss. It asks us to question the comfortable narratives we have been told. Could there have been a civilization long before our own? With knowledge and technology, we are only now beginning to rediscover. A civilization that understood the Earth in ways we have forgotten. The clues are scattered across the globe, from the pyramids of Giza to the submerged structures off the coast of Japan. And here, in the heart of Siberia, another piece of that forgotten puzzle lies waiting, silently calling to those who are willing to listen. We are taught that history is a straight line, moving from primitive beginnings to our modern, enlightened age. But the evidence suggests something else entirely. It points to cycles of rise and fall, of great ages of knowledge followed by catastrophic forgetting. The sunken cross of Lake Baikal is not just a geological anomaly. It's a signpost, a marker left behind by a lost chapter of the human story. It forces us to confront a chilling possibility that we are a species with amnesia, stumbling through the ruins of a forgotten world, blind to the true scale of our own inheritance. The year was 2007. The world was busy with its own affairs, oblivious to the revelation brewing in the Siberian wilderness. A team of Russian scientists from the Limnological Institute was conducting a routine survey of the lake bed. They were using advanced sonar technology, painting a picture of the abyss with sound waves. Their mission was to map the lake's floor, to understand its geological formations. They expected to find canyons, ridges, and sediment. They did not expect to find a symbol of impossible geometry, a structure that screamed of artificial design, staring up at them from a depth of over 1,600 feet. On their screens, a shape began to form. It was not a random collection of rocks. It was a perfect symmetrical cross. Its arms stretched out for nearly a quarter of a mile each, meeting at a precise 90-degree angle. At its center was a distinct circular formation, like the hub of a great wheel or the pupil of an unblinking eye. The scientists were stunned into silence. Nature does not create such perfect forms. Erosion, sedimentation, and tectonic activity produce chaotic organic patterns. This was something else. This was order. This was intent. It was a message from the deep, written in a language of pure geometry. The structure was colossal. To create such a thing on the surface would be a monumental undertaking. To create it on the floor of the world's deepest lake seemed beyond impossible. The team checked their equipment, ran the scans again, and consulted their charts. There was no mistake. The cross was real. It was there, resting in the cold, crushing darkness where the pressure is immense and the light of the sun is never reached. The questions came thick and fast. Who could have built this? When could they have built it? And most importantly, why? The official explanation was muted, as is often the case with such inconvenient discoveries. Geologists offered theories of intersecting fault lines or strange mud volcano formations. But these explanations felt weak, like a desperate attempt to force an anomaly into a conventional box. The perfect symmetry, the central circle, the sheer scale of the object. These details defied simple geological processes. It was as if a giant had taken a compass and a ruler to the bottom of a lake. The discovery of the Baikal Cross was not the end of a survey. It was the beginning of a profound and unsettling mystery. To understand the cross, one must first understand the lake. Baikal is not just a body of water, it's a living entity, a place of immense power and spiritual significance. Known as the Sacred Sea by the indigenous Buryat people, it is the oldest lake on Earth, having existed for over 25 million years. It's also the deepest, plunging to a staggering depth of 5,387 feet. It holds 1/5 of the world's unfrozen fresh water, more than all of North America's Great Lakes combined. This is a place of superlatives, a geological wonder that has witnessed epics of Earth's history unfold. The lake is a world unto itself, a unique ecosystem teeming with thousands of species of plants and animals found nowhere else on the planet. Its waters are legendary for their clarity and purity, a result of a tiny crustacean that filters the water. But its purity is matched by its menace. The weather can change in an instant, with violent storms and waves appearing as if from nowhere. The ice, while beautiful, is treacherous. It groans, cracks, and sings with strange, haunting sounds, as if the spirit of the lake is trying to speak. For millennia, those who have lived on its shores have treated it with a mixture of reverence and fear. Local folklore is filled with tales of monsters and spirits that inhabit Baikal's depths. Shamans have performed rituals on its shores for countless generations, communicating with the powerful entities they believe reside within the water. They speak of Lusud Khan, the Water Master, a dragon-like creature that governs the lake's moods. They tell stories of strange lights rising from the depths and vanishing into the sky, and of ghost ships sailing on moonless nights. These are not just campfire stories, they are deeply held beliefs, a cultural memory of strange and inexplicable phenomena connected to this sacred place. The discovery of the cross adds a new, chilling layer to this ancient mystique. It suggests that the folklore may be rooted in something tangible. Perhaps the spirits of the lake are guardians. Perhaps the strange lights are connected to the structure on the lake bed. The cross sits in the very heart of this enigmatic world, a silent testament to an unknown purpose. It is a man-made scar on a feature of primordial nature, a symbol of intelligence that connects the modern world of science with the ancient world of myth and magic. The soul of Baikal has always been deep, and now we know it holds a secret deeper still. The cross is not the only anomaly associated with Lake Baikal. For decades, long before the sonar discovery, the region has been a hotbed of unexplained phenomena. The accounts are too numerous and too consistent to be dismissed as mere fantasy. In the Soviet era, the military took a keen interest in the lake. Naval officers and submariners stationed there filed reports that bordered on the unbelievable, reports that were quickly classified and buried in dusty archives. But stories leak out, whispered from one generation to the next, painting a picture of a place where the laws of our reality seem to bend. One of the most persistent accounts comes from military divers. In 1982, a team was conducting a training exercise in the lake when we encountered something extraordinary. At a depth of 150 feet, they came face to face with a group of humanoid beings. The creatures were described as being nearly 10 feet tall, dressed in tight-fitting silvery suits, with large heads, but no visible breathing apparatus. The encounter was brief and terrifying. When the commander ordered his men to capture one of the beings, the divers were propelled to the surface by an unknown force, resulting in severe and, for some, fatal cases of decompression sickness. This was not an isolated incident. Fishermen have reported seeing strange, powerful lights erupting from the depths, bright enough to turn night into day. Others have witnessed enormous, dark objects moving silently beneath the ice at impossible speeds. There are stories of UFOs not descending from the sky, but emerging from the water itself. As if Baikal is not just a lake, but a submerged base of operations for something beyond our comprehension. These accounts, from trained military observers to local fishermen, all point to the same conclusion. Something is happening in the deep, dark water of Baikal. Could these phenomena be connected to the Sunken Cross? It is a tantalizing and deeply unsettling possibility. The cross is located in a region of the lake known for this high concentration of strange activity. It is as if the structure acts as a beacon or a focal point. Perhaps the humanoid beings are its guardians. Perhaps the lights are a byproduct of its function. The echoes from the abyss are faint, distorted by time and secrecy, but they all tell a similar story. They speak of a powerful, ancient presence that resides beneath the waves, a presence that observes our world from the crushing darkness. When a discovery defies conventional explanation, the human imagination rushes to fill the void. The Baikal Cross has become a canvas for a wide array of theories, each attempting to unravel its purpose. These ideas range from the scientific to the conspiratorial, from the mundane to the utterly fantastic. Each theory, in its own way, tries to answer the one question that matters: what is it? Some researchers propose it could be an ancient astronomical observatory, built during a time when the lake's water level was much lower, or perhaps even before the Rift Valley filled with water millions of years ago. Another compelling theory frames the cross as a kind of seal, or a lock. Given the lake's association with powerful spirits and strange beings in local folklore, some believe the cross was designed to contain something. It could be a supernatural prison, a geometric cage built by ancient shamans, or even non-human intelligence to trap a malevolent entity within the earth. In this view, the cross is not a message but a warning. The strange phenomena reported around it are not the actions of the cross itself, but the desperate struggles of whatever is imprisoned beneath it, testing the strength of its ancient bonds. Military and conspiracy theorists offer a different perspective. They point to the persistent reports of USO activity and the strange humanoid encounters. They suggest the cross is not ancient at all, but is instead a modern, or at least extraterrestrial, installation. It could be a navigational marker for underwater craft, a kind of submerged landing strip. Or perhaps it is a power source, a vast energy generator harnessing geothermal or other unknown forces from deep within the Earth's crust to fuel a hidden base. The secrecy surrounding military reports only adds fuel to this fire. The most profound theories, however, link the Baikal Cross to a forgotten global culture. What if it is part of a worldwide network of ancient sites, a system of sacred geometry that spans the entire planet? Similar cross and circle motifs appear in ancient cultures everywhere. It could be a marker, a signpost left by the survivors of a long-lost civilization, indicating a site of great importance, a place of knowledge, a source of power, or a sanctuary that survived a global cataclysm. The whispers of gods and guardians echo through these theories, suggesting the cross is a key to unlocking the past, far grander and more mysterious than we ever dared to imagine. The sunken cross of Lake Baikal remains an enigma, a stark and silent question mark posed to modern civilization. It defies easy answers. It sits at the precise intersection of science, myth, and history, challenging the boundaries we have drawn between them. We are left with a piece of evidence that should not exist, in a place it should not be. Our comfortable historical timelines shatter against its impossible geometry. The structure forces us to reconsider what we think we know about the ancient world, about the capabilities of our ancestors, and about the very nature of the world we inhabit. What is its ultimate purpose? Is it a compass, pointing to something of immense significance? Is it a key, waiting for the right moment in history to be turned? Is it a prison, holding back a force we cannot comprehend? Or is it simply a tomb, the final resting place of a king from a civilization so old its name has been erased from memory. We do not have the answers. The crushing depth and the impenetrable silence of the lake guard the secret well. Any attempt to explore it directly would be a monumental and perilous undertaking, one that authorities seem unwilling to pursue. The implications are staggering. If this structure was built by an ancient human civilization, then our entire model of the past is wrong. It would mean that sophisticated societies capable of immense engineering projects existed in a distant antiquity we have previously labeled as primitive. It would prove that there is a massive, missing chapter in the human story, a chapter that might hold clues not only to our origins, but to our future. The cross is a fingerprint of the gods, a trace of forgotten knowledge and power that humbles our modern arrogance. Ultimately, the Baikal cross serves as a powerful reminder. It reminds us that the world is still full of mystery, that there are depths yet to be plumbed and secrets yet to be uncovered. It asks us to be more curious, to question the official story, and to accept that we are not the pinnacle of creation, but perhaps just one cycle in a long and epic story. The cross waits in the cold, silent darkness. It has waited for thousands, perhaps tens of thousands of years. It is a question carved not in stone, but into the very bed of the earth, patiently waiting for a generation brave enough to find the answer.